The following video contains copyrighted material and is only used for educational purposes.
The world's demand for oil and natural gas is unceasing. To find new supplies of these vital resources, we depend on petroleum engineers. They search the world for reservoirs containing oil or natural gas and work with geologists and other specialists to extract it.
Yeah.
But isn't the third string, isn't the eighth string not missing?
On the triple?
This is not a simple matter of plunging a drill into the ground. First, the team develops a map of the underground and devises a drilling method, designing equipment and processes for that particular target, whether it be under a mountain, under a desert, or under the ocean. To get the most from each reservoir, petroleum engineers also develop enhanced recovery methods, such as injecting water, steam, chemicals, or gases into the reservoir to force out the oil and natural gas. Computer modeling is often used to explore drilling and extraction options and techniques. This is work that requires a combination of complex knowledge with a willingness to travel. The work takes you where oil and gas is found, from America's west and southwest, overseas to the Middle East, and up to the frozen north. You might work for a major oil company, a government agency, or a small consulting firm. To begin with, you'll need creative and practical problem-solving skills and the patience to work with a team on highly detailed plans. A bachelor's degree in engineering is generally required. 2- or 4-year technology programs may lead to similar jobs, but the individual can't register as a professional engineer under the same terms as graduates with a degree in engineering.
Some of the petroleum engineering jobs need at least a bachelor's degree or higher. Having a higher education is better for your chances of getting into that job position. In order to become a petroleum engineer, you need to go to a college that provides the education you need. Stanford and the University of Texas provides those. Those are the best schools to attend. There are many kinds of petroleum engineers. The person in this next clip is a reservoir engineer.
David Delgado. I'm petroleum engineering graduate. I've been at BG since last September, so about a year. I've only had one placement, which is in Dallas. My second placement is here in TVP. My next placement, which is due to come in a little less than a month, is in Australia. And my last placement will be in India. So I'm getting to go all over the map. Biggest challenge is the responsibility, I guess. I've had responsibility before when I've worked in internships, but now it becomes a little bit more real, especially when you're working in assets like the Dallas asset, and there's 2 reservoir engineers, and I was one of those. So basically any input I have is gonna have a significant sway on whatever the development plan is. So they had to give me a lot of weight. And even now, the work I'm doing, there's an experiment going on, which is something like 50,000 pounds a day, and I have to decide what the schedule is. So it's still kind of nerve-wracking because there's a lot of money on the line, and I'm not very experienced, but it does kind of put the pressure to perform. From a technical standpoint, I've learned a lot about some specific aspects of reservoir engineering. For instance, right now I'm doing PBT modeling. So that's something that not a lot of reservoir engineers know about. So I feel very lucky to have got the chance to focus for 6 months on fluid modeling and sampling. So that's something I've learned a great deal about that I knew nothing about before. In terms of my next placement, I'm looking forward to going to Brisbane. I've never been to Australia, so that's one aspect. I'm also looking forward to doing more of a production engineering role, which I have no experience in. My educational background was purely reservoir engineering, so I think this would be a great opportunity for me to do something outside of my comfort zone. I also like that in Australia there's a lot of opportunities to go to the field, so that's another thing that I don't have experience in that I hope to get experience in. The grad program is great because it's pretty flexible. I'm getting exposure to a lot of different things, which is really good. My placement in Dallas was not technical at all, but it was very involved with the business. So it was kind of like developments and economics, and it was working mainly with spreadsheets. So it wasn't really like reservoir engineering at all. It was mainly like almost like project management. But I was very involved with the asset. I was always looking at like what our production was, even on a daily basis, as part of my job. Here, I'm not working for an asset, but I'm doing very technical work, so I'm getting really good experience in that regard. So it's two completely different things. It's really great because I'm kind of getting all ends of the spectrum, and then my next placement will be even further removed because it's not reservoir engineering at all. It's production technology. So yeah, so it's been pretty good so far.
The Bureau of Labor and Statistics have estimated a 26% increase in employment for petroleum engineers in the next 10 years from 2012 to 2022. The wages for a petroleum engineer is about $130,000 a year. I chose to be a petroleum engineer because there are more positions opening every year to support the production of oil and other natural resources.